Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Experience Matters. And today we have with us our third guest of honor, Mr. Anirban Bhattacharya, joining us right from IIM Calcutta. He's pursuing his MBA from IIM Calcutta right now. He's a student of batch 2023. And we are obliged to have you, Anirban, with us today. So how are you doing, Anirban?
Thanks for having me, first of all. I'm doing quite fine. A bit more marks in the exams would be even better.
Yes, definitely. You will definitely secure some good marks the next semester for sure. And I'm pretty sure that your good marks are way beyond better than others. So, Anirban, coming straight away to the discussion, you are the first guest of honor who has been doing MBA. Because we have been mostly taking the interviews of the candidates who have been pursuing higher studies abroad and in India, particularly the MTech or the technical domain as such. But you're the first one who has gone into business administration, and that's why that cliche old question that comes usually in the books, that why MBA, why management, and what do you think should be the thought process behind selecting management as a whole when a student is going for it? Why should he select? Why should he or she select management as a domain? And what was your choice? Why did you select MBA as a whole?
First thing first, I think you should have continued interviewing people with MTech and engineering backgrounds. It's a wrong idea to interview MBA grads. And regarding your second question, who are the ones who should go for an MBA? There's no specific answer to that. To be very honest and to think also logically, there's no answer to that. If you say that you are someone who has a good business idea, start it right now. There's no need for an MBA. If you are someone who has consistently done well in your academics, be it engineering or economics or arts or whatever you have studied, brilliant, go ahead with that. If you are someone who hasn't done well in academics, what makes you think that you are going to do well in MBA, which is going to be much more rigorous and academically intense than your undergraduation? Despite all that, I would say that if you're someone who wants a holistic overview of business, who wants to understand how different departments in a business work together, maybe finance or marketing or supply chain logistics or the human resource, and you wish to understand how all these communicate together in the creation of a successful business, perhaps MBA is a right decision. But again, having said that, there's no clear-cut answer why you should do an MBA.
Great answer. You have clarified quite a bit of it, I must say. Now, my follow-up question is, IIM Calcutta. We all know that IIM Calcutta is a brilliant place to be. But what do you think? What is your general perspective of how IIM Calcutta is for an MBA grad that is aspiring to be an MBA? We definitely know it is one of the best in the country. And how IIM Calcutta is different from the other B schools, and what are the perks of studying in IIM Calcutta as compared to the other premier B schools that are there in place?
Yes, as you said, IIM Calcutta is a brilliant place to be, but it's quite cold. And apart from that, I would say the oldest IIM in the country. I mean, the normal ones that everyone already knows about, the part of the Holy Trinity. You get access to a brilliant peer group, which is unmatched, to be honest. I mean, one of my best friends here is a topper from IIT Delhi, the gold medalist from IIT Delhi. So you can understand the kind of interactions you would be having. On top of that, it's not only about academic excellence. If it was only about academic excellence, I wouldn't be here. So there are people who have brilliant backgrounds in sports, in arts and literature, who have performed in National School of Drama. So yeah, the peer group is awesome, but the faculty level, I would say, is more or less equal in all the colleges across all the campuses. One of the perks of being in IIM Calcutta, which is not available in other colleges, is the SEMS degree. So we have two kinds of exchange programs. One is the student exchange program, which is common across all P schools. The other one is the SEMS program, wherein you get a chance to go to one of the top European universities and you get a master in international management from one of the top European business schools. So that opportunity is only given by IIM Calcutta, which is not given by any of the other B schools.
Great, great, great. Some serious talent out there, and you being one of them. So stop being modest out there that you are not one of them. You're definitely a part of that group. I can vouch for that. My next question to you would be: what all interviews did you attend after giving CAT? Which college interviews did you face, and how was IIM interview different, unique, and kind of interesting in that sense? Was it different from the other interviews that you usually give? And how, if so, how?
Sure. So right after the results were announced, actually, I was going through some certain problems at that point in time. So I actually missed out on one or two interviews during that time. So I appeared for all the new and the baby IIMs. I appeared for IIM Shillong. I appeared for SPJIMR, MTI Gurgaon, SJM Som, FMS Delhi. That's it. I am Calcutta. And with regards to how it was different, actually, most of the interviews, it was mostly about academics, it was about current affairs, it was about your general knowledge, it was about your uh, personals related stuff. But in IIM Calcutta, a lot of the questions actually revolved around my strongest point, which is music. So I was required to fill out a form which in which I had to mention about my background. So I had mentioned about music, and they were kind of intrigued by the fact that I had actually studied music formally after my graduation. So a lot of the questions started from music only. So they were asking about Hindustani and Carnatic and Indian classical and Western classical. So it took me by surprise, but I was more than happy to answer them. So all in all, I would say for me, it was a very enjoyable experience, especially this IIM Calcutta interview as compared to the other interviews. But in hindsight, I might also say that because I got selected in this one. So,
Yeah, yes, yes, absolutely. But that's a quite a good interview to hear the experience about. That's a good bit. Just a little follow-up question on that, Anirban, that since you do not have a professional work experience in tech or business domain as such, before coming to IIM, how difficult do you think, for the freshers or the ones with not a avid work experience to bag IIM Calcutta and to give the interview? How difficult or how interesting will it be?
well, the thing is, you have to understand each and every individual is bringing his or her own story to the interview room. So it's about how you present your story and what qualities have you demonstrated throughout your story. So it doesn't really only have to be your professional experience. Maybe you have demonstrated great capabilities in whatever field you have pursued. Maybe you have played sports at the highest level. Maybe you have performed music at the highest level, drama at the highest level. And I'm not saying that having a work experience is anything of a disadvantage. In fact, it's an advantage, I would say, but only if you have done very well in your professional space. If you haven't done really exceptionally well in your professional space, I don't consider that as an advantage, to be honest. So, yeah, in terms of taking the interview, clearing the interview, I don't think having or not having a professional work experience helps. But when it comes to actually surviving in this IIM setup after you have gotten, I guess the people who have worked in a professional environment are more or less acquainted with the do's and don'ts of how the work environment works. I guess for them, it's a little bit of an advantage compared to us who don't have any.
Great, great. So it will be a little enthusiastic on the first part for the freshers, at least, that it's not that bit of difficulty in cracking the interviews if you do not have that kind of avid work experience. What intrigues me about IIM Calcutta is, however, the amount of pressure. We have all heard that management is all about surviving pressure. So, as a whole, how do you see the gamut of management studies in terms of the pressure that it has? And about IIM Calcutta being specific, what do you think about the academic and the co-curriculum and peer pressure out there? And how much does it take to survive that kind of pressure?
That's an interesting question, to be honest, because I mean, even if I think about myself, the initial few months, those were quite excruciating, to be honest. But once you get the hang of that, it becomes a little easier. So the moment you enter the college, the initial few months are going to be brutal. So you have to be quite resilient in the face of it. You are going to lose your sleep. Some people have also like lost their health. I mean, like many people have actually missed out on their exercise and their health activities. So with regards to the academic pressure, I would say it's not that what we are learning here is extremely difficult to grasp, or the concepts are too abstract to grasp. I would just say that it's so much. The quantum of the information that you are getting is so much, and the time period is so short that it becomes a big challenge to cope up with everything. Coupled with that, you also have your summers process starting the moment you set foot in IIM Calcutta. You have got to make your CVs, you have got to get your CVs reviewed by, say, 15, 20 seniors for them to give you their inputs. You have got to collect the proofs for each and every point of your CV. Then your CV gets frozen. Then you have got to prepare for different sectors which you are targeting. So if you combine it all, it becomes a lot. And for someone like me who isn't quite accustomed to this kind of a pressure, it was seriously a lot to digest. But looking back, I feel I'm wiser because of that ordeal.
Great, great, great. That is what MBA teaches us, right? It teaches us how to absorb the pressure and survive through it all. Kind of ending up with the thing that, Anirban, I would like to know that any prerequisites on any specifics that the fresh graduates or the even the graduates that have work experience, any kind of a prerequisite on any coursework that you suggest to this particular people who are aspiring to be doing an MBA from any of the institute that would help in the curriculum or in the journey after coming to MBA? Any particular prerequisite or any specific domains to focus on before giving the CAT examination or before coming to MBA college?
Mm, Before CAT examination, absolutely no. Before interviews, absolutely no. After interviews, maybe when you have a few uh, colleges that have selected you, maybe you could just go through the courses and the syllabi followed in those colleges, and maybe you could pick up a book or two. For the engineers, for the arts grads, I would say a bit of finance knowledge would be handy, because once you set foot in a B school, it would be so much in such a short time that you might actually seriously struggle to grasp the concepts. Apart from that, I would say for the ones who are not coming from a science background, perhaps a bit of maths would be better, a bit of permutation, combination, or probability, a bit of statistics knowledge would be good. Also, a bit of Excel knowledge would come in handy in MBA during your summer internship and also in the long run. And I would just like to add on one point that you said with regards to the last question, with regards to the pressure. The initial few months, as I said, were tough, but once you get the hang of it, it actually becomes quite enjoyable. And you have to understand that this course is actually preparing you for the life you're going to have after this. The life you're going to have after this will have long nights, long hours, empty stomach. So, all in all, I would say that you have to take this in the right spirit.
Yeah, that's all the game is all about, taking it in the right spirit and going ahead with whatever you have and giving your best shot. Anirban, it was really lovely conversing with you. Any last minute tips that you would like to give to the graduates that are coming out of their college around the corner, or with the work experience that are probably wanting to be going to MBA, or the probable MBA aspirants? Any last minute tips or anything that you want to like to say?
I'm not really good at giving tips to people, but I'll just say that please do not take tips from anyone else. You know yourself more than anybody else. You know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Listen to everyone, but follow your own path. And there's no specific time or age or era even when you should do an MBA. You can do an MBA at 20 years of age, you can do an MBA at 35 years of age. No one's stopping you. So please believe in yourself.
Great. That would really help the aspirants for sure, and would give them a motivation to believe in themselves. At the end of the day, that's what matters. And with this, we are going to wrap this session. It was a pleasure having you on board and having a conversation with you, Anirban. So yes, that with that we conclude the third episode of Experience Matters. Just stay tuned to the channel to see more videos where we bring in people from different domains to share their experiences. That's it for today. We will take a leave. Thank you, Anirban, once again.
Bye. Thanks.